As you look back now on your experience here at Marist College, the coursework, your professors, your friends, the people you hung out with, what were the things as you look back now that you think were the things that helped prepare you for your professional career, helped build that curiosity, helped give you the range of skill sets that you would need to move ahead in your career?
Well, look, it was a combination of both the breadth of learning. You know, I think education now, a lot of people specialize perhaps too early. Marist encouraged a really broad-based education and taught you as much about critical thinking skills than any particular discipline or any particular class. That was one. The other thing is I think I was really blessed and very lucky with so many of the professors I had. There were some quite intimidating professors. I remember Dr. Zuccarello's 8 a.m. political science class, and you better come prepared to that 3 times a week at 8 a.m. ready to go. And just deeply challenging and thought-provoking. Lee Meringoff and Barbara Cavallo with the Marist Institute for Public Opinion, which gave me a real love of data science, analysis and polling, and just real-world experience. These guys were actually conducting polls for elections in the field using Marist students, and what a great education into the political process, into the survey research process and social science. And so I just always felt well prepared and really rounded by the quality of not only the students here, but especially the faculty.
Marist is a place that also prides itself and has been built on a tradition of ethics and character. Can you speak a little bit to how important that is to be part of a college experience, character, ethics, how that becomes part of who you are and how important that might be to your future employers? And if you can recount any experiences you had here at Marist that really taught you the importance of character, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a part of every day here. You know, I mean, Facebook's mission is to give people the power to share and make the world more open and connected. And the philosophy that guides that is, we think the world is ultimately a better place when people can connect and touch. And when I think about Marist, both culturally, academically, it was a very early adopter of technology that connected. My understanding, it was one of the first truly wired and connected libraries in the United States. And there was a collaborative spirit here. As you said, grounded in ethics, that probably has to do a lot with Marist Brothers tradition, that I think permeated the environment, and there was a definitive sense of right and wrong here, and a willingness to challenge and discuss difficult subjects along ethical lines that I think I reflect on it pretty frequently, actually. I mean, there are a host of decisions with data and the society we live in terms of what's appropriate and not, and I think back often to my time here.
Can you talk a little bit about how important it is for students now to enter the workplace, ready to enter that job with real tangible skills, and maybe talk a little bit about some of the tangible skills that you were able to pick up as a student here at Marist?
Yeah, look, I mean, life has gotten more specialized. Professional workplaces have gotten more specialized, and people want to see that you, as you said, have tangible skills that are transferable to whatever your company, your nonprofit, your academic institution is doing. But I can very specifically draw a straight line between my exact experience at Marist and my job at Facebook. Now, it takes 20 years, but the straight line is working with Lee Meringoff and the Marist Institute of Public Opinion. I got an internship at the Roper organization, which was a polling firm, as one of my first internships that translated into a job, and that effectively launched a career in the beginnings of survey research, which led to politics, which led to communications, which ultimately led to Facebook. But these things all happened in a very, or fairly at least, linear trajectory as a result of the practical experience I got working with Marist, working with the Marist Institute for Public Opinion, and then utilizing that in first jobs and building upon that framework.
Could you talk a little bit about your extracurricular experience here at Marist College, and how important do you think that is?
Look, I think it's important for everyone to find something outside of just the textbooks, right, and outside of the classroom. And for me, it was a great deal of time spent with the Marist College debate team, which became a nationally ranked powerhouse. I'm very fond of telling people that in the 3 years that I was an ardent competitor, we were undefeated against Harvard. I always point that out to the people at Facebook who work at Harvard. We won the New York State Championship.
That sounds like a T-shirt, by the way.
That's right. Yeah. We won the state championships against schools like Cornell and Columbia. And so for me, that was the main extracurricular activity, which I just loved because it was both competitive and it was both intellectual, and the skill sets that I gained from that are things that have just had tremendous value for me for the last 25 years. And I'm immensely thankful for that experience here.
You can give one piece of advice to a 17, 18-year-old who's about to come to Marist College. What would that piece of advice be?
Work your butt off. Right? I know that sounds trite and simplistic and something that anybody would say, but whenever I think about my own experience, I think about my grandfather, who was a butcher in Brooklyn, who got up at every morning at 6:20, was in that butcher shop at 7 till 7:30, on his feet every night. Then he went home, then he did the books, and what Grandpa taught me was work ethic. And I tried to bring that work ethic to Marist, and I tried to bring that work ethic elsewhere, and that's the single greatest, I think, gift my grandfather gave me. And so work really hard. It doesn't matter what you study, really. I think if you find something that really gets you jazzed, that gets you excited, and then go crush it, you know, and work your heart out and just embrace it. It's the best lesson my grandfather ever gave me.
Michael Buckley, 1990, class of 1990, Marist College, now Vice President of Global Business Communications at Facebook. Thank you very much for coming back to campus, and thanks so much for your time.
Thanks a lot.